And then what happens, unfortunately, is people start copying what you're doing.
So the big question is, what are the top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams, and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? If you ever thought about this, you're not alone. No one has been able to get the answers until now.
We spent the last few years helping agents sell billions in real estate, rubbing shoulders with top producers, which got us thinking, how can we expose more people to these insights to help raise the standard in the whole real estate industry? We then realized that we could help bridge the gap by getting the secrets from the best of the best so that you can succeed. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
So moving into the marketing and branding, because we've touched on this now a few times, you've positioned and branded yourself, and then through marketing, you've reinforced it to basically become a household name over the last 23 plus years. You said at the beginning of this podcast that marketing is not branding, branding is not marketing. They're two separate things. Let's unpack that. Let's break that down. What does that mean for somebody who's trying to brand/market and they're putting those two things into one bucket?
Sure. So, and this is just my opinion, but so when we're marketing in real estate, I think we're trying to get leads. And most agents, including myself, we sometimes try to brand when we're not there yet. So, like, for example, would you spend 3,000 hours a month on a billboard where you see 50,000 cars go by a day? Or would you spend 3,000 hours a month and be in every person's mailbox that drove those cars? So, the one I think is branding, which is the billboard, but we're not McDonald's, we're not Coca-Cola, we're not Gillette, so don't let your ego, get in the way and make your branding. You wanted to make it so, marketing where you can actually see actionable items. You can see the phone ring. You can see them click on your video. You can get their email address or some kind of data. So the branding only comes into play, I think, and I still question everything that I do for branding now. I'm still in the back of my mind. Is it working? The marketing, I never question. I never questioned how much money I spent on marketing. But when I start going after branding, I start questioning the dollars I'm spending.
I think you used an important word there, though, with the billboards. It's ego, right? Not saying they're a bad thing, but there is a hell of a lot of people do it because they like to see themselves on a big board, and it doesn't necessarily drive business, right? And they talk about branding. I think for me, and this isn't necessarily true, people will divide over this, but marketing is measurable and branding kind of isn't. As in, like, if you market to someone, you can usually measure the results and the impact. With branding, it's just harder. It's just harder because, I think what it is with good branding, you basically start to see, growth that is no longer correlated to your marketing dollars spent. And then what you ideally want is to not spend any marketing dollars and to retain the same amount of new business every month. That's kind of the goal. And I think that's they kind of, if you were to kind of imagine a graph, marketing could be a flat line across the middle and branding starts at the bottom left and eventually over time goes to the top right. And at that intersection, marketing starts to dip off towards the bottom right. If people want to spend less because the branding is now doing the heavy lifting. The problem is there is no shortcut to branding. It's like experience, saying, I've got 10 years of experience. You haven't, because when in 10 years, you'll think you've got 10 years of knowledge, but in 10 years, you'll realize that, you might have got some head starts, right? But you actually knew fuck all, right? And it's the same with branding. It's like you can be front of mind. Like, you think about huge companies that were out, and they were out like a decade. I mean, how long was, for example, Uber out? Was it a decade plus before it was kind of even remotely mainstream? It might have even been a lot longer than that. But everyone was like, Uber came up overnight, or Airbnb. These are other ones. And you think, how long were they actually out? And then they were like an overnight success. And it's like, took them that long to build a brand. That wasn't marketing, that was brand, right? They eventually broke through the marketing and then they just became this powerhouse. And all of a sudden, everyone's sharing them. That's what brand is, right? It's like when everyone goes, you should use Paul. And that's instantly everyone in, your area, use Paul. That's not marketing anymore. That's brand,
Yeah, but I think, Paul, you're marketing enough where your brand is now sticking because of all of the marketing that you've done over the years and how aggressive you are on all of the marketing that you're doing locally with mailers, and the other things that you use in your business to get listings, right?
Yes. Yeah. And then what happens, unfortunately, is people start copying what you're doing. And that's okay. And I guess it's flattery, whatever you want to call it. But, so you can only it's hard to stay on top of the competition forever because there's not that many secrets in the industry. You can kind of see what everybody's doing. There's a lot of people in the industry doing 1% listings now, and there's cutting corners and discount brokerages. But not that's not the most important thing to a seller. The seller doesn't want to cut corners on the most expensive asset they own. They're willing to pay for good service.
Absolutely. Well, Paul, I think this is a nice kind of exit here where I want to give you a floor to basically let people know how they could get in touch with you, whether it's phone, email, Facebook, however you want to reach out with you, maybe about, learning, joining your team, whatever it might be. Unless you're selling a course, Paul, you never know. You could blow me away and be like, yep, got a Facebook ads course coming out.
No, it's the words, baby.
Yeah.
I got nothing to sell. I just like helping. Somebody was there for me when I was a young real estate agent starting out and gave me that, time and energy that they, weren't really compensated for, indirectly, and, just trying to level up the industry. And anybody could check out my website. It's paulsaperstein.com. Feel free to call me or text me, 561-251-5296. Once again, 561-251-5296. Find me on Instagram, Facebook. I'm always around to help. I do appreciate getting to know. Hopefully, we'll get to meet in person one of these days, Andrew.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're gonna get him to come out. Come out and kick it with us in Boca here.
Are you a real estate agent out in UK?
Yeah, well, I am a licensed real estate agent, but I just focus on the American market with Peter. So we're just out. Yeah. So 100%. Yeah, I can't wait to get out, actually. Hopefully very, very soon. Head over, do a bit of Miami, a bit of New York again. And maybe be out there 6 months a year again like I was. But Paul, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for jumping on and sharing some of your secrets with everybody. And it's been a pleasure.
Awesome. Looking forward to doing it again. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot, man. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. Now, before you go, we're giving access to a private training we did where we revealed the top 3 niches to get listings today completely for free. So if you want access, you can go and download that training at eliteagentsecrets.com. We're regularly releasing new trainings, guides and cheat sheets, so make sure to head over to eliteagentsecrets.com and sign up so you don't miss out.